Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever wondered if there's like a literal mechanical switch to just turn off your stress? I was digging through our source material today on mindful breathwork, and we found some absolutely fascinating, completely accessible steps to hitting that deep relaxation. We're not talking about vague, abstract concepts here. We are talking about physical techniques to help signal pure safety to your nervous system.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. You're super overwhelmed, and somebody has the nerve to tell you to just relax. Seriously, is there anything more frustrating in that moment? Forced relaxation is deeply frustrating because, well, our bodies simply do not come with a manual off switch. You can't just command your brain to power down. You actually need a physical mechanism to signal to your body that it's finally safe to let go.
And that brings us right to the core of our explainer today, the 4-7-8 calm breathing exercise. Now, this isn't just taking a heavy sigh, it's an actual structured pranayama exercise. Pranayama is the ancient practice of breath control, and this specific 4-7-8 pattern is designed specifically for anxiety relief and cultivating a genuinely calm mind. It's so fascinating because it gives your racing mind a highly specific task to focus on while physically forcing your heart rate to slow down at the exact same time. It's a real game changer. The whole technique is built on a super simple math formula. We kick things off with the number 4. 4 crisp, deliberate counts to start the cycle, pulling the air in and totally filling up those lungs. Then, we instantly transition to 7. This is a significantly longer count where everything just pauses. You're letting that oxygen circulate while your body literally rests in the stillness. And finally, we land on 8. This right here, this is the longest, the most demanding, and honestly, the absolutely most crucial number of the whole shebang. This is where that deep relaxation actually takes hold.
So the crucial point is how these numbers actually map onto your physical body. It's like a blueprint. Step 1, you inhale quietly through your nose for a count to 4. Step 2, you hold that breath, suspending the air right there in your lungs for a count of 7. And step 3, you exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. If you do the math on that, you are taking one single continuous breath stretched out over 19 whole seconds. Mind-blowing, right?
But let's pause and be totally real for a second here. If you sit down right now and try to push air out for 8 continuous seconds, you're probably going to hit a wall. A lot of people trying this for the first time report running out of breath way too early. It is incredibly common to find yourself gasping for air or just completely emptying your lungs by second 5, and then you're just sort of awkwardly waiting for the cycle to end. If that happens to you, please listen to this direct quote from our source material. No worries, breath exercises are challenging for most people at first. I absolutely love that they threw that in there because it completely normalizes the struggle. Extending your breath is a physical skill, much like stretching a muscle. You aren't doing it wrong, your body just needs to learn how to pace the release of air. So to help you actually master that massive exhale, the source gives us a couple of incredibly effective physical hacks. Hack number 1 is establishing a solid foundation of abdominal breathing. Before you can exhale for 8 seconds, you gotta have enough gas in the tank, right? This means taking deep, effective breaths that push your belly outward, rather than just lifting your shoulders and chest up. Expanding your belly maximizes your lung capacity from the very bottom up. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the second physical hack. Once those lungs are completely full, how on earth do you make that air last? Well, the secret is to gently restrict the airflow. You don't just open your mouth and let all the air fall out at once. You actually have to create a biomechanical valve to slow the entire process down. These next analogies perfectly illustrate how to actually build that valve using 2 distinct sensory cues. On the inhale, so during those first 4 counts, you want to slightly constrict the back of your throat. Our source notes this should create a soft kind of Darth Vader-like sound. It's just a gentle friction. Then, for that massive 8-count exhale, you purse your lips together exactly like you're blowing through a drinking straw. This creates a tiny little aperture, giving you this gentle whooshing sound, which naturally stretches your exhale out for the full count of 8, without you having to force it at all. Let's bring all of this together into one final actionable checklist. I want you to just kind of imagine the feeling of this sequence right now. You start with that deep, abdominal inhale through the nose for 4 counts, feeling that slight Darth Vader constriction in the throat. You hold that breath, just resting in that stillness, for 7 counts. Then you release the air through pursed lips, getting that gentle whoosh for 8 long counts. After repeating this cycle a few times, to get that anxiety relief, you simply allow your breathing to return to its natural, effortless rhythm through your nose. And crucially, as the source reminds us, you just sit quietly for a moment before getting back up. We've broken down the mechanics, the math, and the physical hacks to actually make this work. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Are you ready to take your first 19-second breath tonight? Think about how incredibly empowering it is to know that whenever life gets too overwhelming, you have this precise, structured tool right in your back pocket waiting for you. Close your eyes later, try that Darth Vader inhale, the straw exhale, and just see how it transforms your evening. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.